Well, this may be a familiar sight to some people who are long-time subscribers or viewers of this channel, but to those that are not, let me fill you in a little bit. We're going to have to go all the way back to 2008 for this one. In 2008, for my birthday, I got a Toshiba Satellite L300D040 laptop to use as my main computer. That thing was a complete lemon piece of junk. Again, longtime subscribers of my channel don't need me to repeat that, they already know. So when the warranty expired in 2010, and the hard drive in that thing crapped out for the 7th time, I said I had enough, I wanted a new machine. That new machine was this, which by the title of the video you'll know is a Lenovo ThinkPad T61. Or an IBM ThinkPad T61, such as the case may be. If you really want to be die-hard like that, it basically could go either way. This was designed by Lenovo for IBM. Okay? So, anyway. This thing was light years better. Oh man, I could not even begin to describe how much better this thing was. I got 2 years of service out of it before I upgraded. I got another, I think, 2 years out of it as a portable machine. It's about 4 years now before I upgraded again and replaced this portable machine with another one, actually the T500. And that was pretty much all she wrote for that. I can't remember exactly when. I think it was 2015, maybe 2014. But my brother had got himself a T400 and didn't have it for very long before he closed the display panel on a set of headphones. And you can guess what that did to the display. So after a couple of little minor repairs, because the trackpad had stopped working, this got shoved into service for that. And that's where we are today. This thing was recently replaced, and so it is now back in my possession once again for me to do whatever I want with it. I was told that the experience this thing provides at this particular point in time, well, let's just say that it's an insufferable piece of crap. Although, the way I was told was in slightly less than family-friendly terms. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to find out just what kind of an insufferable experience it happens to be, and we're going to check the health of some of the hardware components, most notably the hard drive, because that is the thing that I'm going to check on first, because the hard drive is actually out of that T400. It's about 5 years old at this point, and so is the Windows install on this thing. It's about 5 years old, maybe a little bit more than that. But first, for those of you who have never seen a T61, we'll do a little bit of an overview. You get two Type 2, one Type 3 PCMs. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You get 2 Type 2, and that's it. PCMCIA card slots. No Type 3, no full-height cards. 2 USB ports. Ethernet, FireWire. Modem, VGA, cooling fan, another cooling fan. I'm going to have to probably clean these out. Port for the power brick. Kensington lock. There's your battery at the back. Another USB port. It says 3 USB ports. I thought it only had 2. Well, whatever. Your Ultra Bay, which right now has a DVD-ROM CDRW in it. That's where the hard drive goes. And of course, you've got your headphone microphone and the wireless switch. And a FireWire port. If we look on the bottom, we have a Windows XP Pro Refurbish and a Windows Vista license. Yuck. There you can see its roots as used equipment. This thing was purchased as an off-lease machine. There's your type number and all of that. MAC address, another MAC address. One of them is for the wireless, one of them is for the Ethernet. Lenovo is a trademark of Lenovo. IBM, blah, blah, blah. Copyright code from Lenovo. Somewhere around here it did actually say that it was designed by Lenovo for IBM. Or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm thinking about the T60 on that one. Manufactured for Lenovo. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of the T60 on that one. So, take back what I said about that. Oh man, it's about 10:30 on a work night, or, well, a Sunday night, so I gotta be doing that. I really shouldn't be doing this, I should be doing other things, but gotta get this done. Unfortunately, it's not really in the best of shape anymore, this machine. Look at that. Yuck. So this thing is going to need a good cleaning before I really do a whole lot with it. And it's also going to need a new bezel because he broke the bezel. I'm not even really sure how this happened. And I'm kind of a little annoyed by this because this thing was mint before he got it. The display is dirty as all get out. Like I said, the hinges are a little loose, so those will have to be looked at. I know it needs a new CMOS battery. It's going to need a new keyboard. And I'm going to have to source an appropriate palm rest for this. This is one that I took off the T400. I think that's also where this keyboard came from, too. It came over the T400. So it's not technically the correct keyboard, but they're the same keyboard anyway, so who cares? But, I wonder if the battery in this thing is any good. Oh, it is. Somewhat good. See if it comes on. Ooh, I got a line on the display. Oh, and it went away. Let's watch it boot up. I let the wireless turned off because this thing could be infested with malware. Not that it really would matter. If it did have malware on it that was going to spray my network, it would have already sprayed my network. Hope somebody was timing this, because I wasn't. I'll have to go back later on and have a look. But, so far, no, it's not fast. It's not overly slow either. Let's see if I remember the password. Eh. He put it in as the password hint. That's funny. Security, people. Well, I think there was a reason for that. That's what he did when he got rid of the machine, or stopped using it, so that somebody could get into it. Now let's see what kind of horrors await. I'm a very patient guy, but I think this one may be trying it a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little. It's a little on the slow side, so yeah. Probably just a byproduct of the 5-year-old Windows install. My plan for this, actually, is I actually took a backup of my original, well, not original, but the Windows 8 install that I put on this back in 2012. I might load that back on it and get that fully up to date, and that would save me having to reload Windows from scratch. Yeah, I'm not fast by any stretch of the imagination, and I don't really have a lot of time on this tape, about 15 minutes, and I got other projects I need to be working on, so we'll see how this goes. Probably should get a power supply, lest this thing dies on me while I'm trying to do this. But you know what's sad? This battery is actually in better shape than the one in my T500. Oh, that's a great sign. I have no aero glass. Is the driver even installed? Or is it just broken? Apparently the battery is going to give me an hour and 24 minutes. That's interesting. I don't trust that. Well, yeah, something definitely needs to be done. But the speed of this Windows install, yeah, I don't... Is AeroGlass on? It might be. Yeah, no, AeroGlass is on. It's just the theme that's been chosen. It's white. Interesting. We can go ahead and have a look in here at our system specifications and whatnot. I actually hot rodded this thing quite a bit. It's got a T6700 at 2.4 GHz, Core 2 Duo. That was the top of the line CPU you could put in one of these. Well, maybe not. That was the top of the line that they came with. It came to me with a T7100, which was the lowest end out of them all. 4 gigs of RAM. It came to me with 1 gig. 64-bit operating system. Windows 7 Ultimate. This might not even be the original Windows install, you know, thinking about it. I think this might... Actually, no, this is the second install, because the first install was wrecked by malware. So this one was done... I'd wager to bet that it's probably about 3 years old at this point in that case. At the very most. Alright, so that's enough of that mess. We can see just how slow it really is. In fact, we can bring up a browser. Firefox web browser, and see just how slow it is. It's got Avast and Unchecky and things on this because I wanted to keep the malware infestation to a minimum. That was necessary back then. It technically still is. Oh, good God, that is going to take forever. I don't have forever, so you know what, I'm going to stop the video and I'll come back and tell you just how long it took. Well, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, but still not very fast, so, candidate for a reload. Let's see, the optical drive actually even still works. And I'll get my Ultimate Boot CD and we'll check out the status of the hard drive. Okay. Took quite a while to shut down, but considering the rest of the speed of the system, it wasn't unreasonable. Let's have a look-see here. See how bad the state of the hard drive is. Now, this thing is going to need a nice cleaning before I really do much of anything with it. Smart error! Alright. It's a Seagate drive, so I wager to bet it's got all kinds of problems at this point. Unusually high reallocation event count, but no pending sectors and no reallocations. And it's not exactly high hour either, so I don't know, seems to be okay to me. Might give it a quick test later, but that's all I'm really going to do in this video. Wasn't the most interesting thing in the world, but I thought you might like to see it. And I really only use it as an excuse to talk about my first ThinkPad, because that's what this was. Well, my first one that I actually use on a daily basis, anyway. I had a couple of older ones before then that I never really gave the time of day. It's kind of depressing, really, when you consider back then it was all pretty much worthless. You could get it for pennies on the dollar, and nowadays it's so expensive to get into vintage computing. Oh well, time marches on, I guess. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. And this is CP666 signing off, and hope to see you next time. Till then.